Hey guys, Tisha here, and we're back for another Sister Wives Season 2 rewatch. This time it is episode 7, The Brown Family Decision. So we begin this episode, it's Christmas time, and the family is getting ready to head to a cabin to have some quality time as well as to be away from the media and police. They bring up that there have been several articles that have been put out, and in one of the articles, it spoke about what the prosecution wants to do. A friend had sent it over. So, according to the prosecutor, they were quoted saying, the Brown family have definitely made it easier for us by admitting to felonies on national TV. That came from Donna Kelly, who was the deputy county attorney for Utah County at that time. The Browns found out that based on statements made from the attorney that they basically can expect for some decision to be made within 60 to 90 days. At least that's what the prosecutor said in the paper. It wasn't that they were directly contacted by the prosecution. This is just what was said in the paper, and they found it out. And because of that, everything is heightened and they're going off of this. So, of course, with everything going on around them, things are weighing heavily on them. Cody says that his chest hurts, his eyes dilated. He just doesn't really know what to do. So they wanted this cabin so that they can be away, they can check out and just disconnect, because there's supposedly no service up there and all those other things. So before leaving, of course, there's a lot of things that they have to do because I guess there's no grocery store nearby. So they have to bring the food and the tree and the presents and all these other things. This kind of made me think about going camping when we were younger. I said in previous videos that at church a lot, the youth group would go camping. And I remember when I finally got to the role of an adult that did like some of the shopping and the things of that nature, what we would do is we would do some of the shopping there. So like certain things that we knew we weren't going to be able to get near our destination, we would get from home, and then we would do the remainder of the shopping out there. It just makes it easier because there's less things to have to worry about packing. You're not taking up as much space, things of that nature. But I'm going to assume that because of where they weren't going to be near any type of stores. So we then see Mary and her child on the roof, and they're hanging Christmas lights. And she said that she could ask for the boys to do it, but it won't be done timely. And she's the type of person who, if she sees something and she knows she can do it, she's just going to do it. She said this is something that she's enjoyed doing over the years. So as long as she's capable of doing it, she's going to do it. We then see the family sit down for the Christmas name drawing, which if you've never watched the show or if you don't remember, what happened in previous years is that because of the size of the family, they do a not so secret Santa where they put all the names of the children in a bucket, and each child picks. And if you get your name, you put your name back in the bucket. But if you get another child's name, that's who you have to shop for. It's a way to allow all the children to get gifts from a sibling and for it to not become so expensive for the family. We now know that this has not happened in recent years, more so with this particular season 18 that we're in because of Robin. When the older kids tried to restart it and do it again, it ended up not happening because Robin wanted to do too much stuff as far as having a Zoom call and all these other things. So the kids decided not to do it. Back to this season 2. The family picks a tree. They see Santa and a reindeer, and some of the wives flirt with the man that works there. Cody wouldn't like that, despite Christine saying that it's innocent, so it's okay. And all types of women will come there to get trees. Cody wouldn't like to know that his wives were flirting because Cody is not that type of man. We hear more about the stress from going public again. We see Robin making personalized ornaments for the kids so that she can add her own traditions to the family. She wants them to be reminded over the years when they look back over the ornaments that she loves them. Excuse me. Here I go again. Did it in the last video. I guess I'm going to do it in this one. Janelle lets us know that her Christmas tradition is the breakfast that she does. Christine said that hers is helping the older girls with making breakfast. We find out that Robin's oldest, Aurora, is really excited because she gets to make breakfast with the big girls this year. We find out Mary's tradition is making Christmas pajamas for all the kids. We actually did see this continue to play out over the seasons, and in present day, it's become a blanket, which I think either one works. As Mary is sitting at her sewing machine, looking out the window, making her pajamas, she notices that a police car pulled in the driveway, and she immediately became frantic. She called Cody to let him know that the police officer pulled into the driveway and she was shaking. Shortly after, the officer pulled away, drove down the block a little bit. Mary came out to see where he went, and he basically was there looking for a car that had slid off the road into a ditch. So as I said in previous reviews, this family has a sense of impending gloom and doom because every time they see an officer, they immediately go all the way to the extreme part of things. All he did was pull up in the driveway. He didn't get out or anything like that, and she's calling Cody. Not saying that her fears aren't valid, because we've all had different experience with law enforcement, but this is just how on pins and needles they are in regards to this situation. I wonder if they really thought about what going national, what being on TV, what all of that really meant for their family. The cop wasn't there, as I said earlier, for her. He was there for someone else, but she immediately called Cody. That was her first thing to think of doing. Cody says one of the things that's hard for him is that he doesn't know how to protect his family, and as a result, he's in fear. And his fear is leading to other problems. Look at what his fear led to in current day. Because one of the main things that Cody has talked about in the last few seasons is the pandemic and COVID, and how he supposedly is really scared about passing it around to his little ones and all that other stuff. And we saw how he operated in fear. If he really was in fear, because some of the things that Cody does and some of the things that Cody says in regards to the spread of the virus contradicts each other. Like, you don't want your family to be all in each other's faces and stuff like that, but here you are at a wedding dancing with a complete stranger without any mask on. Nobody at that wedding had mask on, but you know, we're gonna continue to go with it. We find out that one of the things that scares them is that Christine's father was raised in a family where his grandpa and grandmothers were put in jail in the middle of the night because of polygamy. Excuse me. Apparently, tonight is just the night for me to yawn. I am so sorry that I keep doing this. All the wives had to separate, and no wife knew where the other went to. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe that was a stipulation, because she did say that her father's grandmother and grandfather, so her great grandparents, I don't know why she didn't just say that. Her great grandparents went away to jail, and when they got out, they had to be separated. So were they separated as terms of the agreement? Did they separate because they were scared to even be in contact with each other? I want a little more context of that, because I feel like for them to not even know where each other has gone, that seems like, well, no, I can't say it seems extreme, because there are times where people aren't allowed to have contact with individuals, but to not know where their family member has gone in regards to the children, I would think that that would be a little bit different. But as I said, she said that this was her great grandpa. Cody states, as he says a few times, that when a family is prosecuted for polygamy, that they normally will break up the family. So it's almost 10 o'clock and the family is supposed to be in the vehicles to get en route to this cabin by 10. Excuse me, by 10. I am not redoing this because I yawn, yeah. Anyways, it looks chaotic, as it always does. I see presents, and I see food, and I see trees, and I see luggage, and I see a lot of things that don't like they're really packed properly, but this is how they do it. Cody says that the teenagers are excited to go, but we then see some of the teenagers like Mykelti and Maddie who aren't really excited about going. But Hunter is. He thinks it's going to be really cold, and he's not really, feeling the whole car ride, but he's excited about going. So they're talking about the space and packing away things and packing basically the kids and things and making sure that they're put in different vehicles. I saw at one point that they had a little trailer attached to a vehicle, but I don't understand why they didn't get one of those mini U-Hauls that you can attach to the back of the hitch and pull that, because that would have been bigger than the white one that I saw, and that would have left more space, and it wouldn't have had to have as much trips and all that other stuff once they got to the destination. Cody is very flustered. He is all over the place. He's running up and down. He's looking for this. He's looking for that. He's asking where Janelle is. He's frantic in some instances. And for somebody like me, who sometimes pulls off of people's energy, that would drive me nuts. Because why is everything so Why, I'm over here sounding like a monkey. Why is everything so like bloop, 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 bloop? Yeah, that sounds better than the first sound. I just don't get it. They talk about how hard it is for Cody because he has to take everything on his shoulders as the husband. Like, he's responsible for all these people. Robin mentions this, and Mary and them agree. He likes to fix things, but he can't fix this situation about them going public. Cody used to take on everything when it came to the family. I think that we've learned over the years that the wives did a lot more, especially once they got to Vegas, than we even knew. As far as fixing the situation about them going public, y'all decided to go public. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen when you went public? Because this is what I thought was going to happen. Knowing what we know, knowing that for a lot of states, being a polygamist is against the law. You knew that there was going to be some form of investigation. I kind of feel like they should have talked to an attorney prior to all of this so they could really see, since they're acting like they kind of didn't think that this could happen. I don't know. Talk to someone to get a lot more information so that it wouldn't have been as stressful for all these months once they decided to go public. Because here we are witnessing 45 minutes of what's going on in their family each week, when this has been something that's been going been ongoing at this point, we know, for at least 6 months because they went public. So I personally would have tried to get ahead of it and figured out what all I could possibly be facing before I went public, so that by the time I did go public, I was ready for all these things. My children were prepared for these things, and my wives were, because right now they're operating from a place of fear. And it has to be affecting the kids because their mothers and their father is so antsy when it comes to this. As I said earlier, they were supposed to leave at 10, but they did not leave until 2 o'clock. See, that's the problem for me. They get there, they get to the place, all the vehicles cannot drive down to the cabin because of how much snow and stuff it is. So they leave them to park, and then they unload, and Cody has to drive this van with the little white hitch thingy, whatever, the little wagon that's attached to it, back and forth. They get there to the place, and it looks so chaotic and unorganized to me. We see a lot of people slipping and sliding to grab the stuff and bring them into the house. It's stuff all over the place because they pack so much stuff. This is a 4-day trip, but because of how many people, it looks like they're moving in. Like, literally, I was looking like, okay, I see this little bit of couch and all these kids and all these things. Yeah, it was a lot. They go and they have to meet the man who's been waiting for them all day to get these snowmobiles. So because they were late and they wanted to arrive way before it got dark, they got there and it quickly got dark, and then they go in the dark to get these snowmobiles. Let me tell you something. This is why I'm not an entrepreneur. Because if you told me that you were going to arrive at a certain time and you thought that I was going to stay in that place with the snowmobiles all day until you arrived, no. Call me when you get there, and maybe I'll come and I'll give you the snowmobiles. I would have lost money because I would have left. We see the adults and the kids decorating the tree. They talk about how fun it was. And they say despite the office and the investigation, despite the official investigation still being on their minds, they're trying to have a good time. Cody says once again that historically, when a family is investigated or prosecuted, that they break the family up in polygamy situations. So as a result of that, they've decided that they're going to leave Utah. And they've only told their 4 oldest children. So this is how we eventually get to Vegas, where Christine is going to experience a different level of independence. And Janelle is going to struggle because she doesn't have her job that she used to love. And Robin is going to get her nice big house because she married into a family that is now on television and she's able to benefit from it. I mean, that's where we're heading, you guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. And until next time.